So what if I told you that being dropped is not a rejection? It's a redirection. There will be times in your life when things don't go your way. You might be rejected for a job. It might even be the smallest thing that you suggest and are rejected. Whenever we are given the answer no, it is not a good feeling and it makes us feel uneasy. Sometimes it makes us rethink about ourselves and judge ourselves in a way that we shouldn't even be thinking about because we are humans and we have feelings and emotions, and it's not a good feeling to have when you are rejected, no matter how small or big the suggestion is. So no matter what age you are or whether or not it was a small rejection or a large one, like getting rejected for a job or being let down from your job, there's some tactics that you might use to help you quickly recover. Just know this, when life gives you tangerines or drops you, know that it is a sign. Yes, it is a sign. It is a sign that you are going in the right direction and that you may have made a left turn and you're not supposed to go on that road, and that is why you have been rejected. Sometimes life drops you very hard, especially when you are so excited for that new job or you're so excited for this new idea and you're so committed to give your time and effort and energy into something and you made a suggestion and somebody rejected you. That will happen throughout your entire life. It happens because we are human. We cannot always hear yes as an answer. It also might be a relationship that you are in and you've been rejected, or maybe perhaps the timing was not right and you're not getting the calls you are expected to, or perhaps it's turning into a toxic relationship that you just were not expecting to happen. It could also be a small plan that you had put in place that had crashed. It can feel like the world is telling you that you're not enough, but believe me, that is not the case. You are enough, just as you are. So what if I told you that being dropped is not a rejection? It's a redirection. I've been there several times, career-wise, relationship-wise, little things in life that I thought that I would be helping the community or somebody else or people with my talent, and I was taking the hard step of committing myself to do something and I got rejected for some reason. It ended up me feeling glad that it didn't happen. And this is not because I am trying to rewire my own understanding of the event, but truthfully, better things have come my way. The insight to know that some things are just not fit for you, or there are better opportunities for you and they would have been blocked if you had taken that other road or if it had been open for you. The road did not open for you because you were not meant to be on that road. And I'm not getting into anything spiritual or religious here. It is just the way that things roll out in life. The thing is, what makes it difficult is that we do not always know the direction of our life and where it is going to fall. And at many times, we don't know what is best for us. So I want you to let that kind of sink in. When life gives you tangerines, it might be making space. It might be building something better. It might be a chance to become someone stronger. But I know it's not easy to cope with the negative feelings that come with rejection. So I'm going to give you 5 ways that have helped me to cope when I was in situations like this. So I want you to reframe the fall.
These are words from Vincent van Gogh. What would life be if we had no courage to attempt anything? Did you know that Van Gogh only sold 1 painting in his lifetime, yet he continued to paint over 900 works? His life teaches us that rejection in your own time doesn't mean your work is meaningless. Today, his paintings are worth millions. The craziest thing about Vincent van Gogh's masterpiece, The Starry Night, was that he thought that this painting was a complete failure. He thought that the stars were way too big. He explained that he was very, very discontent with his piece.
Think of every failure as a teacher and ask yourself this question. What is this trying to teach me? Think of the things you can learn from the experience and write them down on paper. You will be surprised at how wise you actually already are. Number 2 is move your body.
According to Harvard Health, physical movement releases endorphins that directly elevate mood and improve cognitive function. Just 20 minutes of walking can lead to measurable changes in brain activity. The author Haruki Murakami said, quote, "I run to have a void. I run to acquire a void." The author of Norwegian Wood runs every day and even wrote a memoir called What I Talk About When I Talk About Running. He uses running as a metaphor for creativity and mental resilience.
Because moving our body helps us to shift our mind. When you're stuck in your head, the best thing you can do is move your feet. Walk, stretch, do yoga, take a walk in the open, go outside. You can dance it out if you can. Your body can lead your mind to clarity. Number 3, make space for stillness.
Neuroscience studies show that our brain's default mode network activates during rest, allowing us to process memories, emotions, and ideas.
No, you don't need to do more. And this is something I have to remind myself all the time. What we need is pause. It's okay to sit in silence because it is when we sit in silence that the real answers start to show and reveal themselves. Number 4, talk to your future self.
Studies from Stanford show that when people visualize their future selves, they make better long-term decisions. Writing a letter to your future self or imagining a conversation increases resilience and hope. You all know Oprah Winfrey. Here's a quote. She said, "You become what you believe. You are where you are today in your life based on everything you have believed." Oprah wrote journals to her future self as a child. Even after being fired from her first reporting job, she kept the vision alive of a bigger life.
Literally, imagine yourself 5 years ahead from now, looking back on yourself today and talking to yourself. What kind of questions do you think would pop up? How would you answer them? So I want you to ask the questions and then repeat the answers. And you can also think forward and say, what will your future self be doing in 5 years from now? It probably will be something that has nothing to do with the thoughts that are going through your head right now at this moment that are bothering you. You probably have forgotten all of this and are living a much better life, the life that you imagine you'll be living. Because your higher self already knows from the experience that it had that you think is something that is going to ruin your life. And finally, the last one is my favorite, create.
Here's a quote from Stephen King. "Amateurs sit and wait for inspiration. The rest of us just get up and go to work." King wrote Carrie while working as a janitor and living in a trailer. He actually threw the first draft of his work into the trash, and his wife pulled it out and told him to keep going.
Start creating, be creative, do something to make something. What is also kind of a hidden message here is to create instead of consuming. Aha. Because when we start scrolling and look at other people's lives, it is the worst thing you can do, especially if you're in a time in your own life where you feel like you're not being the best you. So when you're lost, spend some time to create. Pull out a sketchbook, start sketching. Or if you have something that you've been wanting to make, start making it. If you don't know how to start by looking up ways you can think of to get yourself to start doing that thing you've been wanting to do, like taking classes or finding an online class or buying a piece of paper and pen and pencils that you can use to start creating. Basically anything, just start. You could even start a voice memo. just by using ChatGPT or using apps like Voicepal, which is a great app that you can use that will actually use AI technology to help you create the rest of the content and ask you questions, prompting questions back at you to help you start generating ideas into blogs and posts and podcasts, you name it. I've been using Voicepal for a while, and it has helped me to generate ideas that I have been leaving for a while, letting sit, and then coming back to them later after reading the prompts and realizing that it was a pretty good idea that I should continue to draw on. So remember, if life has dropped you, remember to say, good, there is an opportunity. It means you're not stuck. You're in motion. You are trying new things. You are shifting. And we learn from the rejections, the mistakes, the fallouts. And maybe perhaps this fall that you're experiencing, it's not the end. It is the beginning of something new. Think of it as your launch. I would love to hear about any fallouts that you've experienced in your life recently. If you have, please leave them in the comments, and perhaps you could also share some insights of how they turned into opportunities for yourself. I'm pretty sure there are a lot of people who have been through this experience. And don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. I am trying to grow so that I can monetize from YouTube so that this can become a full-time thing. And hopefully it will happen with your help. So thank you so much for your support, and see you in the next video.